The Harley Davidson CVO models, are they worth the extra $18,500?
And I'm just gonna do this, look. Whoa.
Before you have my brand new 2023.5 CVO Road Glide, and I love it. But again, is the extra $18,500 worth it? Well, that's up to you, but the point of this video is to let you know all the extra features that it has, what I like, what I don't like about it, so that way you can make an informed decision if you actually want to get a CVO model. I always wanted a CVO model, but I just couldn't come to terms and pay the price for the previous Road Glide CVO models. I just couldn't justify the price, right? These here, if you can justify the price or not, that's entirely up to you and what you want and what you don't want, what plans you have for the for your Road Glide CVO, or what the purpose of your Road Glide is, right? Are you gonna race it? Are you gonna do long travels? Or are you gonna do the hybrid thing that I like to do, which is have all the performance you can get and it being reliable for you know, cross-country road trips. For those of you that have noticed, this is not the stock CVO seat. This is an awesome aftermarket seat from the one and only Bad Boy Cycles. I'm gonna bring you a full review on this seat once I have more miles in the saddle, so that way you guys can be informed if you wanna purchase it or not. But I can tell you, it's awesome. Let's dive into it. The very first thing I'm gonna tell you I love about this motorcycle is the 121 VVT engine. I emphasize VVT engine because the power delivery of this motorcycle reminds me of the power delivery of my turbo. Let me explain how I came up with that conclusion. After it was broken in and I was opening it up on the highway in a private course, I felt that pretty much like after like the 4,500 RPM and on, it just kept pulling and pulling and pulling. Normally, when you have your peak torque and your horsepower kind of kicks in for a stock, you know, Harley Davidson, you feel that there's no more torque in it, for lack of, but you feel that it's still going, but you don't feel that pull. On the turbo, at 5K, 4K, 3K, you can open up, it's gonna pull the entire band, right? So naturally, I went to the number one reliable source of information, which is YouTube. And I found that a lot of people got these on the stock form and put them in the dynos. And the dyno chart was very similar to this turbo, which, and what I mean is, you know, it goes up at 2,500 RPM or whatever the dyno was, sheet was at that I saw on YouTube. I saw several. It goes up and it pretty much stays pretty much in a line until it caps off with the RPM or with the rev limiter. I was trying to find a dyno that was more clear, but I couldn't, you know, with the YouTube screens. And it basically just kept pulling through all the way through. So I was like, man, no wonder at the 4,000 RPM range when I opened it up, it just kept pulling and pulling and pulling. It just didn't stop until it stopped itself on the rev limiter. And I was like, oh man, I like this already. On a stock form, everything is stock on this motorcycle aside from the seat that I'm testing out for you guys. And I was like, oh, I like this. I like this. Now, one thing I don't like about this CVO is the extra weight. It weighs 25 pounds more than your 24 Road Glide. And you know, I'm all about having a lightweight motorcycle or as light as possible, but that's one thing I don't like. But because of the extra weight, leads me to one of the things I actually do like. I actually love the stock sound system. On my motorcycles, I've upgraded just about everything except the sound system. So I'm not a sound system guy, and so take that for some food for thought. But the sound system of this motorcycle on the stock form, these are the 5x7s. I know if you can swap them out for the 6x9s that Harley sells, it's supposed to sound better. But man, I really like the stock sound system. When I'm hitting, you know, 75, 80, 90, I can still hear it through my helmet. Like it's nice. My wife rode with me, she heard it, and we were just dancing. We were just jamming. We were like chair dancing. So we loved it. We loved it a lot. Another thing that I really like a lot is the inverted front suspension. I really like the inverted front suspension because it makes the motorcycle handle and feel different versus the 24 Road Glide that I had not too long ago. I don't know the specifics of the difference and the advantages of an inverted fork versus not, but in terms of a consumer just getting up and going and turning on the twisties on stock tires, man, dude, it is nice, man. It's a world of difference. I can't wait to maybe get some colored cartridges so you can see like gold down there, or I don't know, blue or something. I don't know, but I just like the look for one, and I like the advantages on handling that this inverted fork offers. I just like it a lot. The other things that I like about this motorcycle, while I'm talking about suspension, the rear suspension, believe it or not, I adjusted it. My wife and I went riding. I added a King Tour pack. I adjusted it to the specs on the Harley manual, and it never bottomed out. The stock suspension is fine. Granted, this motorcycle barely has not even 600 miles on it, but it handled just fine, and I really like the suspension, at least now. The other thing I really like about this motorcycle, and it's a small detail, is the wheels, right? The wheels, the CVO models have had them before, but these wheels are a little different. The face of the wheel has the same like scorched chrome color that this has here, and the head is right here, man. It's nice. I like it. It's obviously dirty. It got rained on, but I'm gonna wash it after this. But that's one thing that I was like, man, I liked it a lot, and you can feel the quality in the finish. And on that note, I also like all those scorched chrome details throughout the engine, especially right here. The exhaust, I love the exhaust, but you know, we're gonna take the exhaust off and we're gonna go 2-to-1. That's in another channel, another video. I just really like the scorched chrome color that I just really didn't think I was gonna like that much. The CVO comes with its own kind of color, or my 19 model here, but man, I really like it. The other thing I like a lot is the heated grips. Well, the grips and the heated grips that this comes with, excuse me, it's already installed from the factory. I really like it a lot. I've actually used them and just to test them out, and they warm you up. There's a little button you just press here, boom, 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 gives you 3 different levels, and that's it. There's no adjustment, and that's it. So I really like that. Although it would be nice if they could adjust that for also a seat, right? Because I mean, why not have a warm butt and warm hands when you're out in the cold, right? So I like that a lot. I like the grips. In terms of the levers, they're stock levers. It is, you know, I like to change them out, but for now, they work very well. Another detail I like about the CVOs are the brake lines. They come, you know, like in this dark color, stainless steel beaded lines, and it gives the brake lines a whole different look, in my opinion. It just kind of blends it in really, really nice. I also like the brake system that this motorcycle comes with. You know, since I'm talking about the brake lines, it looks amazing, man. Like, it's just like performance-wise, I don't know, but we're gonna put them to the test. But they look good, and it's my understanding that this model is a level up from the other brake calipers that you get from your Road Glide models. But nonetheless, I like the floorboards. I like this collection here. I don't remember which collection it is, but I like this collection here. For me, I like the rear foot pegs. My wife was on it. It was fine. I just like the look of it. The gray and the black. It's just, I don't know, man. I didn't think that gray and black could look so good. You know what I mean? I really like these here. They're adjustable. You can either block some wind from hitting you or direct wind to hit you on those really hot days. I really like the gas tank cover here, or the gas tank cap, I should say. It's just one-handed. You put your gas in there, you close it, and that's it. You don't have to take the cap off, leave it on the gas pump, and essentially forget it. I've done that before. So just for the convenience purposes, I really like that. One of the favorite things I love about this motorcycle is the key. Yes, the key. I like that I can lock it and then unlock it. I really like that a lot. I like that the compartment doors open up when you press it, but what I don't like, okay, there we go. But what I don't like is that the little bracket or mechanism that holds these little access doors down, sometimes it pops open. It hasn't happened to me on this one, but my 24 Road Glide, it happened to me all the time. So it's a very minor thing, but it's also very annoying. One thing I don't like about this motorcycle is the stock windshield. It does what it needs to do. It blocks wind. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but it doesn't do it good enough. I'm 5'8", and I can still get some wind on me. One thing I really like about this motorcycle is the light. I like the light. My wife likes it a lot too. I like how the LED strips kind of go around the light. Let me see if we can see it here from the side. But I just really like the the headlight of this motorcycle. It's awesome. It makes it look pretty cool, I think, right? Did it come? I hope it came out on the video here. The other thing I like a lot is the controls here. They light up. On the standard or on your regular Road Glides, they don't light up. You can, I'm sure, probably buy the option, but they light up, and it's just so easy to see in the daytime and in the nighttime. I know in the daytime sounds crazy, but like when you go into the bridges or something, or just clouds, you can still see them, and I really like that a lot. Another thing I really like about this motorcycle is the infotainment system. When you buy a CVO model, it comes with a Harley Davidson navigation system, and I've used it once, and it's actually pretty good. I like that it fills up the whole screen. And I just like everything that is offered in this infotainment system. I can make a video about it, but I think there's just a ton of videos out there already, so just refer to those. But this infotainment system is a little bit different from your standard one. For example, on your EQ band options, you get 7 EQ bands versus 5 like on the regular Road Glides. I really like the fuel economy that this motorcycle is giving me. I'm getting like 45 plus. Now, it's probably gonna go down because I'm gonna change the exhaust and the air filter, or it might stay the same, I don't know. But I'll share that with you guys in another video. The last thing I'm gonna say that I like about this motorcycle is the extra space you can get in your bags. It makes a difference. When I was on the long trip on my Blue Burst 24 Road Glide, the extra space made a difference in your bags when you're traveling for 35 plus days straight. Now let's go to the onboard cam so I can share additional things that I like about my 23 CVO model. We are now on the onboard cam, and as you can see, I am here in traffic because it's a regular work day for me, and this is my everyday driver, or at least one of my everyday drivers, and I wanted to show you all my impressions on this motorcycle, not as a leisure or as a pleasure extra motorcycle, but as an actual vehicle you use to daily and go pretty much everywhere, right? So that's what we're doing now. My initial review of this motorcycle is 100 all the way around. I love the sound system, I love how it handles, and I love the power delivery, I love the engine, I love the looks, I love everything about it. Now, I'm gonna start from the bottom up. The suspension with the inverted forks makes a big difference. I didn't know that the inverted fork suspensions made such a difference on these big old touring baggers, because the handling, the turning, and the twisties, this motorcycle just feels like it's on rails. Now, my 24 Road Glide was excellent. It was great around the curves and everything, and it also felt like it was on rails. But this here is a different feeling. You're more in control. Your motorcycle doesn't dip as much or anything like that, or if at all when you're on the. Let me pass this guy here. When you're hitting the curves, it just goes. Now, is it better suspension? Yeah. Could you upgrade your suspension to not do that? Absolutely. But I'm talking just 100% stock here. Okay. Let me get over here. The inverted forks does make. It almost makes this motorcycle feel lighter. And mind you, this motorcycle is 25 pounds heavier than your 24 Road Glides. It's 25 pounds heavier, and it feels just as light. Like, it's just very nimble and very, very responsive. It's so responsive with the inverted forks that I feel like I'll have T-bar set up. Let's talk about the power delivery on this 121 cubic inch VVT variable valve train engine. And I'm going to tell you just right off the bat, the power delivery that this VVT has reminds me so much of my Road Glide Turbo Bagger. Normally with these cams, you feel like the power like dip. Like you're going, and then it dips. But this one just kept pulling and pulling and pulling, and I was like, what is going on here? Well, that's when I found out that the power delivery for the VVT is pretty much straight across until the stock rib limiter. And I was like, I like that. You can do a lot of damage, because when the other, when the horsepower is taking off, the torque is still hitting just as hard. And I was like, man, it's a stock motorcycle, so we'll see how it does against some other motorcycles on the street. But man, it's nice, and I am a huge fan that I went with this VVT. Unfortunately, the new 135 cancels the VVT, so I'm like, I don't know about that. I know Harley's gonna come with some VVT monster that's just gonna change the game, but until then, we're gonna roll with it like this. So the power delivery, the engine,
I really like it a lot. In terms of the noise, it wasn't noisy when I first got it, but I'm starting to notice that it's the valve train, the lifters, it's a little bit too ticky, but that's just because it's stock. It doesn't have adjustable push rods. If you had adjustable push rods in this bad boy, it's a wrap, dog. Like here, I'm going 6th gear, and it's just pulling and pulling and pulling. And wow, and I wasn't like on it. I was just kind of babying it. Like, man, they're just power all the way through it. I'm really happy about that for a stock engine, right? Let's talk about the handling of this motorcycle, and it is, combined with the suspension, it is amazing. Like, the reason I said earlier that this motorcycle feels like it has a T-bar setup, because like if I just kind of do this right here, like boom, you see that? It just moved the bike. So I'm just gonna push it a little bit with my, you know what, let's put it in cruise control right here, hands off, no bumps, and I'm just gonna do this. Look, whoa, you see how much it moved the bike? Look. Oh, let's do that one because of the bump. It just moves the bike so fast, and that's gonna have to be because of the suspension setup with the inverted forks. I think, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, because this channel also, you know, I share information, but we want to share information with each other in the comment section. The sound system, I really like the sound system. The 19 CVO Mako Shark Fade CVO I have has a stock Harley Davidson system, and I like that sound system a lot. It sounds great to me. I wanted to upgrade it, but you know, I've never upgraded any of my sound system. This one here, yo, I know people have complained that the stock CVO sound system for the new ones is bad, but dude, I just made some changes with the EQ and some of the software that anybody can do here on this infotainment system, and it is loud. Like if I had it on right now, we could hear it. Matter of fact, let's put a little music on here. All right, so I got some music on right here, and you know, hopefully I don't get copyright. But look, you can hear it, no problem, and the volume it's all the way up. This is fully stock. Anyways, let me stop it. But the sound system, I really like it a lot. I really like the stock sound system because I didn't have to do anything or drop off the bike to get it upgraded or anything. It just came with it. And that's one of the reasons why I went with the CVO versus the CVO ST. That does it all from the onboard cam. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't done yet. And I have more videos coming with the windshield, the seats, and everything. I'm actually testing out an awesome bad boy cycle seat right now before I give you a review. And let me tell you, I'm super happy with it, so that's going to come to the channel.